Welcome to today's session. In previous class, we discussed secure socket layer, SSL record format, all the protocol stacks of the secure socket layer. We discussed SSL record, chain cipher spec protocol, HELET, all the things we discussed in previous class. In today's class, we're going to discuss about a transport level security. First one, version number. The TLS record format, it is the same as that of the SSL record format. So whatever the SSL record format is there, so same thing it going to be in TLS also, same record format. So this is what SSL record format. What I here plain text and the MAC, it is in the encrypted format. Content type, it going to be used by the higher layers. Major version and minor version it going to be specified. Compressed length of the compressed data. Same record format in TLS also, that is with respect to transport level security. For the current version of the TLS, the major version and the minor version both are 3 only. Both major version and the minor version in the transport level security, that is 3. Then how we going to compute the message authentication code with respect to transport level security here? And this one, it going to use us the HMAC algorithm. HMAC algorithm, we're going to use it here in message authentication code. So HMAC, it is defined as HMAC K of M. Okay, M we're going to take as input for the HMAC algorithm. Now here H, what is H? This is the embedded hash function for either MD5 or SHA1. Then K plus. K plus is what? Secret key padded with zeros. Secret key padded with zeros on the left, so that whatever the result is there, it is equal to the block length of the hash code. Whatever the result we're going to get, it is equal to the length of what? Equal to the block length of the hash code. That's why we're going to add zeros, pad zeros at the left of the secret key, so that the result is equal to the block length of the hash code. Normally block length is of how many bits? 512 bits. Normally block length is of 512 bits. Then and XOR with OPAD. OPAD is what? Byte sequence, that is 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0. Normally that is 5C in hexadecimal. It going to be repeat how many times? 64 times. It is repeated 64 times, that is of 512 bits here. Then it is going to be append with again hash function key value, so that secret key, it is padded with zeros on the left, so that whatever the result it going to be generate, it is equal to the block length of the hash code. Same, that is block length 512 bits. XOR with IPAD. IPAD, that is of what? Byte sequence 00 11 0 1 1 0 00 11 0 1 1 0, that is 36 in hexadecimal. We can call it is repeated how many times here? Same, 64 times, that is of 512 bits. Then appending with what? Message. Here we going to provide message as what? Input for our algorithm. Then for transport level security, the MAC calculation, how are we going to compute the MAC calculation, message authentication code? Same as with respect to secure socket layer. Here first parameter with respect to MAC, and that is MAC write secret. This is the secret key shared between client and the server. Then sequence number. Why we going to use the sequence number? Because at the receiver side we going to rearrange the packets. Then when it is then it is appended with the TLS compressed dot type. Why this TLS compressed dot type? This is the type it going to be used by the higher layer protocol for processing the what compressed fragment, whatever the fragment we are getting, encrypted fragment. For processing that thing, we're going to use TLS compressed type, and that is used by the higher layer protocol. And it's going to take 1 out of the 10 messages as with respect to SSL. Then next one, TLS compressed version. Here one more new feature adding here, that is version, TLS compressed version. Then TLS compressed length is what? Length of the compressed data. TLS compressed length is what? Length of the compressed data. Then TLS compressed fragment. This is what the fragment compressed fragment. This is one optional whenever if you want to pass with respect to compression algorithm, then data is in compressed format. That is what TLS compressed fragment. Otherwise you can take, if you are not passing data to the compression algorithm, then directly you can take as TLS plain text fragment. This is one optional. Either you can take plain text fragment or compressed fragment, that is your wish. This is how we going to pass input for the generation for MAC calculation, message authentication code. Then next one is what pseudo random function. Why we need pseudo random function? The main objective of pseudo random function is what? To generate the longer blocks of the data for small shared secret value. For small shared secret value, if I want to generate the longer blocks of the data, we need this pseudo random function, so that it is more secure from any attacks on the hash function, so that it is more secure from any attacks on hash functions. So this is the main objective of what pseudo random function. That's why we're going to use pseudo random function. So we can call shortly, that is what PRF. Now for the pseudo random function, we're going to generate the hash value. That is what, how we're going to generate the hash value. This is what you can pass input secret, that is what small shared secret value, and the initial value, that is we can call as seed. These are the two inputs we're going to pass to the hash function. How are we going to compute this one? First one, hmac underscore hash, then secret. Secret is what? Small shared secret value. Here seed we're going to pass as input, that is normal. With respect to this one, I am going to use a of 1. Okay, a of 1, it is generated by using what? Secret with seed value. Okay, first I am going to pass secret, that is what? Small shared secret value, to the hmac algorithm. And also I am going to pass another input, that is what? Seed value. So now I am going to generate the a of 1. Okay, we will see in detail this one. Then lastly seed 1, and appending with again hmac underscore hash. Same process it's going to repeat. Now you're going to generate a of 2, then you can take a of 2 as input here, then a of 3, next a of 4. Likewise it will go, where a of this one is defined as what? A of 0. 0 is nothing but what? Initial value, what I said, that is 0. If you want to generate a of 1, what you required? hmac underscore hash. Okay, this is the hashing function you required, hmac underscore hash. If you want to generate a of 1, a of 2, a of 3 and all those things, you need small shared secret value as input, and also a of I minus 1. That is, if it is a of 1, a of 0. If it is a of 2, a of 1, like that. So we will discuss this thing with the help of this diagram. So see here, first one, hmac, what I said. If you want to generate a of 1, you need what? Secret as input, and also seed initial value. You're going to pass to the hmac algorithm. It's going to generate the a of 1 value, seed normally a of 0 value, and the seed secret. Now a of 1, it is appending with seed. Why it is appending with seed? See here, a of 1, it is appending with seed value. Then a of 1, it is appending with seed. Then you're going to pass that as input to the hmac hash function. For this you are providing another one secret. This is the hmac hash. It's going to generate the hash value for one block of the data. Okay, so it is going to generate for one block of the data. Length, it is what? Hash size. This length is what? Hash size. To generate this one, we're going to use, to generate one block of the data, we need hmac algorithm. Okay, first secret you're going to pass as input, and also you are appending with seed and a1. So this one, it's going to generate one block of the data. If you want to generate set of the blocks, you can repeat the process. Then for second step, what you will do, already a of 1 is generated from the previous step. Why you are taking a of 0 here? Because the a of 0 is the initial value, that's why I am taking here. Okay, now a of 1 already I computed, so a of 1 I am going to take input for hmac algorithm. and another one is what secret value I pass to the HMAC algorithm. Then here a of 2 is generated. What is generated? A of 2. Now a of 2 is appending with seed. Then I am going to pass as input to the HMAC algorithm. Then on another one is what secret I provided. It's going to generate another block of the data. Okay, then likewise a of 2 you will give HMAC, then secret. It's going to generate the a of 3, then appending with seed. As you are giving input to the HMAC hash function secret, it's going to generate another block of the data. Likewise, you're going to generate a secret and the a of 1 with append a of I with seed, that is needed. How many blocks of the data you want, you can generate that many number of blocks. This is what usage of pseudo random function. Recall what's the main objective of pseudo random function. The main objective is to generate longer blocks of the data for small shared secret value, so that it is more secure from any attacks on the hash function. Then another concept, that is allied codes. What I discussed in previous class, allied code, that is with respect to secure socket layer. All the allied code of secure socket layer, it's going to be supported here also in transport level security, except no certificate. Okay, so we will see the alert messages: unexpected message, bad record map, decompression algorithm, decompression failure, sorry, and shake failure, illegal parameter, and also remaining alert. All these alert messages are going to be supported by TLS, except no certificate. This is the no certificate message. It is not supported in TLS. So we will see one by one in detail. One is what? Record flow. Why we going to get this message? I mean, what entities they're going to get the message record underscore overflow. In the TLS record, if the payload length, it exceeds 2 to the power of 14 plus 2048 bytes. If that block length, that is what payload length, if it exceeds 2 to the power of 14 plus 2048 bytes, then they're going to get the message, that is record overflow. Then unknown underscore CA. CA is nothing but what? Certification authority. They given the certificate. If that certificate is not located, if that particular certificate is not located, or that certificate is not matched with the trusted CA. Okay, that certificate is not matched with the certificate CA, because that certificate is given by the certification authority. If that certificate is not matching, then they're going to get the message unknown CA. Then access denied. Either of the two entities, they're going to receive the certificates here, but either of the entities, they are not giving access control for that particular certificate, then they're going to get the message. Access denied means what? Either of the entities, first they that is valid certificate, that is no problem, but after receiving the certificate, then that either of the entities, they are not giving any access control for that certificate, that is what access denied. Then decode error. What is the decode error? As the name indicate, this is the decode. Suppose if the message not decoded due to the length of the message was maybe incorrect at the time, this error in this message you're going to get. Protocol version, either in either of the two entities, suppose that version is not supported at that time, this message comes, alert message. Insufficient security. Insufficient security means what? Client is going to encrypt the data and it's going to send the data, transfer the data to the server. What we expect at the server side, there is the more what level of security. Okay, there is advanced level of the security we expect at the what server side. But what will happen if that server, it is not maintaining that level of security, then this one message you're going to get insufficient security. Next, unsupported extension. If the extensions fields are not supported either of the two entities at the time, you will get the message. Then internal error. Suppose if any correctness of the protocol makes it possible to continue, correctness of the protocol makes it possible to continue at the time. Suppose if any mistake happens, if the protocol is not working correctly, At that time, internal error occurs. Then decrypt error, as the name indicate, decrypt means what? You need to decrypt the data. At the time, suppose if any handshake cryptographic operation is failed, if any handshake cryptographic function is failed, at that time decrypt error occurs. Then another one is what? User cancelled. What is that user cancelled? Okay, the handshake is being cancelled. That is what handshake signals between the two entities. It is being cancelled due to the some reason. Due to the some reason, it's going to be cancelled. That it may be any issues, network issues, and all those things. At that time, you're going to get the message. That is what? Here handshake only cancelled. At that time, they're going to receive the message, alert message. No renegotiation. No renegotiation means what? After handshaking between the client and the server, after handshaking between client and the server, handshaking signal take place. That is between client and the server. After that, either of the messages would normally result in renegotiation. Either of the messages, okay, means what? After handshaking between the client and the server, either client messages or server messages, maybe that would normally result in renegotiation. At that time, this message is going to be received by either of the entities. So these are what alert messages with respect to transport level security. That is record overflow. If any overflow happens, if that payload exceeds, at the time unknown CA certificate is not located, then access denied, access control is not given, decode error at the receiver side, decoding happen, it is not properly, protocol version is not supported, server not maintaining security, extension fields are not supported, internal error is due to some any protocol misbehaves, decrypt error. Suppose if any handshaking cryptographic operation failed, user cancelled, handshaking messages, handshaking signal that is being cancelled here. No renegotiation. Yeah, handshaking take place, but either of the messages would normally result in any renegotiation at the time. This one it occurs. That is what alert messages. Then last thing is what other concepts of transport level security. That is what cipher suits. What is that cipher suit? Whatever the SSL protocol, that is what SSL record, SSL protocol stack, SSL, whatever the algorithms it's going to be support, either in terms of any encryption algorithm, it may be first thing key exchange, Diffie-Hellman key exchange, then symmetric encryption algorithm, whatever the algorithms it's going to be supported at the SSL, that algorithms it's going to be supported at the transport level security. Then client certificate types, TLS it's going to define the certificate types, that is RSA sign. First they're going to give this put the signature RSA sign using RSA DSS, RSA fixed DH, DSS fixed DH, same thing. Whatever the algorithm support at the SSL, same thing here also it's going to be support. Certificate verify, here TLS is going to use the what MD5 and SHA1 hashes over the handshaking messages for verification of the certificate. TLS is going to use which are all the algorithm MD5 or SHA hashes for the verification of what? Certificate over the handshaking messages. That is with respect to TLS. Then finish messages, same as with respect to what SSL. This is what finish messages. Lastly, after change cipher spec protocol, here also either client and the server, they're going to give the signal. That is what finish messages. It include what are all the parameters it's going to take, because for longer blocks of the data you need what? Pseudo random function. It will take the input master secret key shared between client and the server. Finish label, a label it indicates either it may be client or server, label indicates either client or server. Then it's going to take MD5 handshake messages appending with SHA1 handshaking messages. Both messages are needed here. Then cryptographic computation, it will going to generate use the two secret keys. That is, one is what? Master secret key, and another one is what? Key block. Master secret, here pseudo random function with pre-master secret, master secret client hello random, that is what hello messages between client and the server is going to take place. Then Key block here, session key is going to be taken as input with respect to pseudo random function, master secret key, security parameter with respect to server and the client. Okay, this is with respect to how you going to compute with respect to cryptographic computation. Then lastly, padding. Why padding is needed? In secure socket layer, you're going to add the padding bits, right? Why? Before the encryption process, we're going to add the padding bit, because I want, means what, we need to get required cipher block length. We need to get the this many required, this much required cipher block length. At that time we need to add padding. But with respect to TLS, yes, padding it can be any amount. Padding it can any amount, any bits, any amount of the bits you can add, any amount. That results in what? That results to multiple cipher block length, because not only one block I am going to use it here. Okay, I am going to use multiple cipher block length up to 255 bytes maximum. So you can take any number of what, padding bits. So this is with respect to transport level security. So one is TLS record format, same as with respect to SSL. Then what we learned, that is how we going to compute the pseudo random function. I mean, so how we going to generate the hash for the one block, certain number of blocks. So you're going to use the pseudo random function. If I want to longer block of the data, if I want to generate longer blocks of the data, we're going to use the pseudo random function. Then we discussed alert code, alert messages with respect to TLS, and also cipher suits, client certification types, certificate verify finish messages, cryptographic computation, padding. Okay, so this is with respect to transport level security. Thank you.